Okay, guys, this is the 1010 Portal Aries full moon message and pick a card reveal. So, there's a lot going on. I'm just gonna jump in. I've been talking about the past eclipse season and how that was showing us how to forgive our parents. Our parents are our first role models. It's like how we learn how to human. Unfortunately, in more cases than not, they weren't actively doing their inner work and still operating from the level of consciousness they learned growing up. It takes generations to heal genetic blockages and get out of old fear based mentalities and operating from the lower chakras based on fear trigger responses. The energy that they were coming from was really dense, and if you didn't do things in the same way that their parents did, then I don't know. It's like they went through a level of crap so that we wouldn't have to go through that level of crap. So it's forgiving them for not knowing what they were doing, but anyway, we are advancing out of that because we've entered a new area of space called the photon belt. And that is literally infusing our solar system, our planet, us, with more light codes. The more light we are able to address, the more we are able to address and adapt to the emerging shadow energy and transmute it, the more we are able to anchor in the higher awareness into the physical. And that goes with what I pulled out of my crystal pouch for the weekly reading for the 8th through the 14th. So that was about pulling down that higher heart centered energy and anchoring that into the physical reality. This happens by actually doing something about the learned trigger response and choosing to expand and react from the heart. This is also known as Christ consciousness. And this has to do with the famous biblical teaching of Jesus turning the other cheek. Now, I'm not trying to get onto a religious rant, but it's a really good analogy, which I think that's what it actually is. So he didn't walk away, he didn't just stand there and get smacked around either. It's about taking the pause, observing the situation, and then responding from the heart center or 0 point energy to show another way of doing something without causing harm to others. So, having a Christed consciousness is about having balanced masculine and feminine energy. The masculine is represented by our lower three chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus. This is known as the lower fire trine. The feminine is the upper water trine, comprised of the throat, third eye, and crown chakras. Now, these triangles form around the heart center. When these are truly in balance, this is the sacred marriage, the balance of masculine and feminine. It activates your Merkaba or light body. Merkaba actually means light spirit body. This is basically you embodying your higher self in the physical or choosing to respond and create from that level of consciousness. This is also what we can call ascension. We aren't physically going anywhere. It just means operating from a place of compassion and empathy that ripples out into the collective. And once critical mass is achieved, then the physical begins to shift into a better timeline. Technology has begun to show up to help us clean up the planet. I mean, if you look around, more and more people are aware of themselves and their ability to make a change more than ever before. And this is how it starts. It starts rippling out into the collective when we can actually see things playing out in a better way. So, when we had the new moon in Libra last month, after that really powerful full moon in Pisces, that was hopefully after we've acknowledged the wounding and the wounding from our parents, what we inherited, how to stay on top of and switch those trigger reactions so that we can become our authentic selves, so we can integrate that higher mind to act as our higher selves in the physical. So we did the inner work, hopefully, or started it, and we've been learning how to love ourselves and releasing the past through forgiveness so that we can be confident and stand in our truth to pursue our true passions and unlock our divine gifts that have been laying dormant in our junk DNA and bring them into the physical to balance the masculine and feminine energy in the collective consciousness. How can we help heal ourselves in such a way that we can't help but to heal the collective wounding as well? That's that new moon in energy, that Libra new moon energy leading into Libra season with the full moon in Aries, which is the opposite of Libra, representing the self in relation to the all. And Mars, ruler of Aries, also symbolizes passion, anger, drive. That's in Libra. So it's in its opposite house. So it's like seeing how our choices and our drive have affected others or would affect others. Pluto, ruler of Scorpio, went direct. So that allows us to bring light to our shadows as individuals and as a collective. Mercury is also in Scorpio. So that means that we are able to communicate things that we've been suppressing, basically. As Pluto is like the planet of rebirth. Shadow, I kind of want to go over this a little bit. It doesn't mean evil. It doesn't mean bad. It just means all those times that we didn't feel loved, the times that we've been depressed, we've been feeling hurt, traumas, fears, triggers. So that kind of energy is surfacing to be healed as Venus, ruler of Libra and planet of love, joy, and compassion, moved into Scorpio. So this energy has the potential to be so supportive if we are willing to allow the past to surface and to heal it so that we can be ready for this 2020 energy. The 1010 portal is about balancing and integrating to create new foundations. Tens mean completion. If you look at numerology, you drop the 0 and it becomes a 1. So it's completion and a new beginning. When you add that together, it is a 2. Twos to me are taking steps to create a foundation. And this will become more apparent as we approach the 1111 gateway portal. So that it would be the 2-2 energy or a vibration of 4, which is creating a foundation in the physical from the steps we have taken from the 1010 portal to 1111. So that's foundations and balance. I wanted to talk about this painting I've had in the background here. This is a painting I did a while ago. I have a few other energy paintings that I've done. This actually represents our mind, our brains. It's our left and right brain. It's when they merge, when the hemispheres merge, the masculine energy and logic of the left brain, which actually controls the right side of the body. So if you have pains on the right side of the body, that's usually an indicator of some kind of masculine type energy or something along those lines. Whereas we are merging that with the creativity and intuition of the feminine energy of the right brain, which controls the left side of the body. This is also on a level of union of the heart and mind, the physical, the non-physical. That would be masculine being the physical, feminine being non-physical or emotional, seen and unseen, light, dark. Light just means seen, dark just means unseen when you get out of that duality type way of thinking. We really, as a society, need to stop demonizing certain words in order to successfully transmute them so we don't keep having them come back. When these two hemispheres work in tandem, this is also in conjunction with our upper and lower fire trine. So I'm talking about the light body. When these merge, it's like an explosion of possibilities happen. When they work in tandem, we're free of the blocks created by our trigger reaction based thought patterns that had been instilled in us since birth or from society, what's been imposed on us that keeps us from being our true authentic selves. Nobody wants to walk around feeling stressed or feeling depressed or feeling like crap. That's not, we didn't come here to work and die. That's not why we came here. So this sacred marriage between the masculine and feminine allows for the rebirth of our inner child. It's the return of our divine innocence. And I couldn't figure out why I had been guided to find this painting. I thought I had lost it, and to have it out in the background and to be thinking about it. But it all makes sense now. Never question spirit. There's always something. So, to go over the overall theme of the cards, we've got aloneness. This is not being lonely, but okay with being alone. This is you standing in your divine power, not being codependent on anyone, being okay with just being, knowing that you are guided, you are the light. Then we've got this one, which is a sacral chakra card, indicating that there is some kind of completion that has been taking place. The Nine of Wands came up in the Rider-Waite deck, and this is about not giving up. Being persistent, a test of faith, standing against the odds. It can also mean other people oppose of what you're doing. I mean, it's hard to shift old patterns. It's hard. Oh my God, I just noticed the 10 of rods is underneath that. So it means keep going, you're almost there. And that's exactly what this is saying too. Like, don't give up, persevere. The more you stand in your light, the more likely you are to find your tribe as well. Be sure to have set boundaries and try to maintain your energy so that you can complete this journey. From the Animal Oracle deck, we got the Raven and Magic and own your power. So this is like the return of our power that we have been given away. It's the end of these cycles that have just been kind of going around and around and not getting anywhere. Like, we're finally getting through that. And then for the Earth Magic deck, we've got Mountain or Strength. So nothing is ever for naught. Our challenges have become what have built us. If we can transmute the shadow of that properly, lay it to rest, let go of the past so that we can create this new future. And when I'm thinking about the mountain, what stronger of a foundation do we have than the mountain? I mean, that's huge. So, without any further ado, let's get to the piles. Let me see what time I'm at. Okay, 1337 is pile 1. So, pile 1, this has the howlite. This was great for dream work too. And the token says sacral. So I wanted to go over what howlite is good for. I drew it out of my pouch. It was a blind pick. So that energy will go into the message of this pile as well. So this links to higher consciousness, helps with dream recall, emotional expression, eases pain, stress, and anger, helps to bring awareness to issues that need to be addressed and blocks to be released, which is perfect for this energy. The wisdom of the higher, bringing the wisdom of the higher mind into the physical. And sacral is all about creativity, passion. It could be sexual energy, but to me, this is more about that creative energy coming up out of the lower energies and bringing it into something that is creative. Something that allows you to go with the flow, to adapt to situations. it could be an indication that you could need to give up addictive behaviors. So let's get into it. We've got service, rejection, stress, and flowering from the Osho Zen. We've got the Page of Swords from the Rider-Waite. We've got Badger, perseverance, and it says dig in and see through to completion. From the Earth Magic deck, we've got Fairies, it says Earth Magic, and we got the Rebirth. So looking at this is also a sacral card. This card mentions giving up what you think you deserve and start being of service. And this is about knowing that you're here to do something, but nobody seems to be interested in what you're doing. But it's like you just gotta trust and let go. This could also mean that you have something to present and you're not sure how to present it to the world. This is very much about having new ideas and bringing them into the forefront. Because we got the Page of Swords here too, and that's new ideas, wanting to learn, finding new ways of communicating. Mercury does go retrograde on Halloween, so this page represents positive change, forward movement. The challenge of this card is to see it through and to persevere through mistakes, which are pretty common when you start something new. So if you're a perfectionist, now is not the time to get hooked on having every little single thing into place, because if you're starting something new, then nobody knows that it's a mistake. It's only you. So it's you needing to get through and to see it through completion. This rebirth, this cycle of rebirth, the cycle of being birthed again can be painful, but what comes out of it is something very beautiful. And we've got more creative type energies of transformation here too, with there's a butterfly and a rabbit symbolizing fertility and stuff of that nature. This flowering card is about having something to share and wanting to share it with the world, and sharing what you've learned along the way. So this is like sharing a new idea or something that you've come up with. But this stress, this is like you gotta find a way to quiet that monkey mind, and it could be that tendency to have everything to be perfect before it's acceptable, which is not always the case, especially if you're creating something new that hasn't been done before. With this Fairies and Earth Magic card, stay grounded, but know that you are guided and you have your team around you helping. So that was pile 1 for the Aries full moon. A lot of creative energy going on there. Let's get into pile 2. Time 1812. So with pile 2, it's interesting. I have a lot of weird stones in my pouch, and this is a tooth that I found, and I don't know, I think it's a cow tooth, but it's from some kind of plant eating animal. And then we've got slow down token. So let's look. We've got going with the flow, harmony, release, expansion. We've got the Queen of Swords, Dove and Serenity. Says slow down again, so there's a real message to just slow down and breathe. Oh, this says slow down, pause, and breathe. I can't help but notice that the white dove is also a symbol of Christ, or that consciousness, that Christ consciousness, taking the pause, slowing down, being in control. So then we got creation and dream time, and then we got wolf and instinct, and there's the mountain in the background. So let's go over the cow tooth. Okay, to me this represents being grounded and being in tune with the earth. Since it is a bone, it also has to do with foundations, structure. I also want to note that cows eat grass, so there's also an indication of a detox or paying attention to diet that might come in handy in dealing with these energies. Because the cleaner your energy field is physically, the easier it will be to address the emotional root of the issue and then to be able to successfully transmute that. So the token was slow down. It's grounding again. Being present in order to transmute and integrate. Being present and aware is crucial in order to be successful with it. You can't rush your healing popped into my head too when I looked at that token. And you can't rush it. Slow down. Feel it. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Like, it's not always comfortable. There is an emotional release that needs to happen to allow for that expansion, for that new life to be breathed into things. It's breathing new life into you. But you got to be aware of what you want to create and to trust yourself. Trust that you know. And then up here we've got going with the flow, and that really matches this slow down token. And then the harmony, the heart and mind. That's what we're going for. This is what this energy is all about. Getting that union back. So there is some kind of release that needs to happen to lead up to this completion, but you've got to keep going, and you got to be okay with being alone and letting go of all these other things that you think you need. And this is how you take your power back. This is a great reading. Do you want to touch on the Queen of Swords? This, when she comes in, it's like she's independent, she's got unbiased judgment, clear boundaries, direct communication. She finds the truth. This could have to do with you speaking your truth or being open to hear truth from others, cutting away old things that no longer vibe with your truth so that you can have this release, so that you can go with the flow and get into this expansion. But ultimately, you are the one that needs to slow down and breathe and take the pause in order to breathe this new life into your awareness so that you can have a new experience. So that is pile 2 energy. Let's get these cleared up. That's pretty interesting. So pile 3, where are we at time-wise? 22:33. Okay. This says just be and peace. And there was a time during my awakening when I made this token. I was in a really rough spot, but I was so open and so aware of everything and feeling everything. And I got a message from somebody. I have no idea who this person is. And all it said was just be. And I've never forgotten that because I really needed that in that moment. And then this is Soda Light, but it's my little alien Soda Light. I don't know if you can see him in there. So this to me represents higher communication. I'm going to get into that in a second. So for these cards, we've got passion and creation on sacral and then all chakras. Then we've got sharing, the Fool, new beginnings, King of Wands. Animal Oracle, we got the snake, healing. It says you are a healer. So pile 3, you are healers. You've got some kind of healing ability that might be surfacing at this time. And that might just be like you healing yourself. Like you want to heal yourself before you go out and try to heal other people, or at least actively be doing the work. And practicing what you preach, that's another big one. So then we've got childhood innocence and reflection. I'm excited to do this reading. Okay, so talking about Soda Light. This is about higher communication. It helps promote clear, rational thought processes to express one's truth. And it helps you communicate from the heart center, which is all about this energy I've been talking about. The 0 point, coming from the heart, meaning things, meaning what you say. This means be present, open, and aware, maintaining a harmonious nature through gratitude, and looking at the world through the lens of love. So just staying in that heart-centered awareness in order to bring about this this new beginning. So we're talking about sacral again. We got a lot of sacral energy going on in this reading. So this is about doing what you enjoy. And then this is about creating from what you are passionate about. And then finding a way to bring that into the earth plane. And as I'm looking at these pictures, I'm seeing that there's a sun in the background of this one and a moon in the background of this one. We've got day and night. And we've also got a princess and a medicine woman. So it's like different stages of life, different stages of feminine energy. So this is about integrating our higher light and being open to that communication, and then sharing the information that we are receiving to have this new beginning, to start out on something new. It's like this pile has done the inner work. This pile is now ready to create from a space of healing. And it's like we are reflecting the childlike innocence, our divine innocence out into the world, and then we're going to start seeing that reflect back at us. This is really exciting. The healer card. There's more here. I want to talk about the King of Wands a little bit. So the King of Wands is a natural born leader, having a vision, entrepreneur, business owner, stepping into a leadership role to direct people to a better outcome. The energy of this card also says, you know where you want to go, but now it's time to manifest the support to obtain the vision and leave a legacy. So if you commit and see it through, it will be successful, but it depends on your level of participation. Like, whether you can or can't, you will. You will do either one of those, but it just depends on how you choose to feel about the situation. But this could be about bringing about a new type of healing to the world, or standing in your authenticity to be able to bring this new vision of what you're passionate about, what you've discovered upon your reflections, and how you've been able to be in this place of peace and knowing and coming from the heart center. And then showing others how they can do the same, and then watching that ripple out into the world. So, there is a new beginning happening for pretty much every pile. And it's happening in the collective. You can look around and you can see it. It's always darkest before the dawn. We're taking our power back. We're laying old demons to rest. We're transmuting. Like when a body goes into the soil, it's recycled by the earth so that it can be fertile once again. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. This is a great reading. I hope you all have a amazing Aries full moon, 10/10 portal leading up to 11/11. I'm super excited for next year already. Let me know if this resonates. I was really excited to be able to do this for you guys. Have a great day.